Fox 54 verifies all your burning questions about everything. Is Alabama's local sales tax the highest in the country? Who's responsible if a tree falls on your house in a storm? And what constitutes a war? See what we verified for you. An EF1 tornado touched down in Lexington Sunday night with winds up to 110 miles per hour across the Tennessee Valley, leaving Lauderdale, Colbert, and Lawrence counties with widespread outages and fallen trees. Now, a lot of you are asking, if a tree falls on your home, who's responsible for the repairs? We verify. Sunday night storm left a trail of broken trees and structural damage across the Tennessee Valley, from downed power lines to a tree puncturing through an apartment building's roof here in Huntsville. Following the storm, a lot of people are asking if a home is damaged by a toppled tree from either a neighbor's lawn or public property. Who's responsible for the repairs? Let's verify. Our sources are the Public Relations and Marketing Manager for AAA Alabama, Clay Ingram, and the Insurance Information Institute. Here's what we found. If a healthy tree is blown over by a storm, the person whose property it lands on is usually responsible for the cleanup and damages. But what if the tree was initially rooted next door?
If you have a neighbor's tree fall into your yard, unless there's some kind of local ordinance that says otherwise, you are responsible for cleaning up that tree out of your yard.
But Clay says there's one exception.
If the tree in question is a dead tree and you have some proof of asking your neighbor to remove it beforehand.
If you happen to be dealing with a dead or dangerous tree from your neighbor's yard, here's what you need to know. The Insurance Information Institute says if a tree lands on your home, you should immediately file with your insurance company. After you file a claim, your insurance company might try to collect from the neighbor's insurance company in a process called subrogation. If this happens and your insurer is successful, you may be reimbursed for your deductible. Experts also warn that poor tree maintenance is not covered by homeowners insurance. So if you have trees on your property, now is the time to get them inspected, especially as we enter severe weather season here in Alabama. So we can verify that if a tree falls on your property, you are generally responsible for the repairs unless you can prove your neighbor knew the tree was dead or dangerous and failed to act. And if you have something you want us to verify, text us at 256-382-2692. Some talk swirling online recently that Alabama has the highest local sales tax in the country, many pointing to a lottery and the legalization of marijuana as obvious alternatives. But just how much are Alabamians actually paying in local sales tax compared to the rest of the country? We verify. Think about the last time you went grocery shopping, picked up a new outfit, or even just stopped for a quick run to the hardware store. Every single one of those trips, no matter how big or small, ends the same way. When you get to the register, sales tax gets added on top. But does Alabama really have the highest local sales tax in the country? Let's verify. Our sources include the Tax Foundation and publicly available state and local tax data. Here's what we found. According to the Tax Foundation, Alabama's state sales tax rate is 4%, relatively low compared to other states, ranking 40th in the country in 2026. But here's an important distinction. When it comes to local sales tax, the extra fee added by cities and counties on top of the state rate, Alabama ranks number 1 in the nation. The average local rate is 5.46%, with Louisiana as the only other state above 5%. Now, you might be asking, why are local rates so high? Cities and counties in Alabama rely heavily on sales tax to fund local services like roads, public safety, and schools. It's a funding structure that has been in place for decades. The conversation around how the state funds itself is also driving some discussion in Montgomery. Some lawmakers are now pointing to a state lottery as one potential source of new revenue. Supporters say it could bring in up to $300 million a year, which could take some pressure off residents' taxes. But since Alabama's constitution bans most forms of gambling, a lottery would require a constitutional amendment. That means it would first need a 3/5 majority in both the House and Senate before Alabamians could ever vote on it, something past efforts have struggled to achieve. So we can verify that, yes, Alabama has the highest local sales tax rate in the country at an average of 5.46%. As tensions continue to rise between the U.S. and Iran, many are asking a basic but important question. What does it actually mean for the U.S. to be at war? The answer isn't as always as simple as you might think, and it comes down to how Congress and the president share power. We verify. The United States has been involved in numerous conflicts over the years, but hasn't formally declared war since World War II. As the conflict in Iran escalates, one question many people are asking is what exactly constitutes a war? Let's verify. Our sources are Michael Bitzer, political professor with Catawba College, the U.S. Senate, and Britannica. According to the U.S. Senate, the United States has only officially declared war 11 times with 5 countries. The last time the U.S. officially declared war was in 1942 during World War II, and in each of these 11 instances, the president appealed to Congress for authorization.
Once war is officially declared, then the action turns to the president, who has the power as the commander-in-chief.
After World War II, Congress has passed broader resolutions allowing presidents to deploy U.S. forces in specific regions to protect American interests or allies.
Congress has used a legislative tool called authorizations for the use of military force, oftentimes referred to as AUMFs. And with that, what they are basically saying is, we're not going to make a formal declaration of war, but we are going to give war-making powers from us to the president.
This is how the U.S. entered conflicts like the Korean War, Vietnam War, war in Afghanistan, and the Iraq War.
That Congress basically was asked to authorize the use of military force in those kinds of conflicts.
As of now, Congress has not passed an authorization for use of military force related to Iran. However, under the War Powers Resolution, a president could temporarily deploy U.S. forces, though longer-term military action would typically require approval from Congress. So we can verify, while the U.S. is no stranger to military conflict, formal declarations of war are extremely rare, and right now there is no official declaration of war and no specific congressional authorization for military action against Iran. And if you have something you want us to verify, text us at 256-382-2692.
Fox 54 Plus has your news, sports, and weather. Start your evening with Fox 54 at 5:30, delivering the latest headlines and live reports straight from the scene. Then stay informed with Fox 54 News at 9. Featuring your Tennessee Valley certified most accurate weather impact team, tracking everything from tornado threats to traffic delays during severe weather. Fox 54 Sports Extra brings you more of what sports fans crave, with deeper insights, expert analysis, and all the action that matters most. On Fox 54 Plus, you'll also find Alabama politics, plus 24/7 weather radar and real-time forecasts to keep you ahead of the storm. Looking for a quick recap? Don't miss Fox 54 Week in Review, highlighting the biggest stories of the week. Jumpstart your morning with Morning Rush. Fast-paced news updates, featured with uplifting stories from across the globe. Get your entertainment fix with Getting Real, where we break down movie reviews, top 10 lists, and spotlight the newest film. Die Hard fan? Locked On Sports dives deep into the Crimson Tide, the Tigers, college rivalries, and pro action. True crime warrior style? Killer Cases brings you gripping real-life stories that stick with you. Hungry for more? Cooking with Style serves up mouth-watering recipes that are easy to make and impossible to resist. From movie previews before you head to the theater with Take a Look to must-know headlines from across the region and around the world with In the News. Watch all of these shows on demand and also on the Fox 54 News app, available on Android and iOS devices, streaming 24/7.
Did you know that you can get weather impact updates 24/7 on Fox 54 Plus? Here's how. Go to Fox 54 Plus on your Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, or Samsung. Once you're on the main screen, push the down arrow and click on the Fox 54 Plus Weather Impact 24/7 block. Here, you'll find radar, current temperatures and conditions, traffic cams, forecasts, and more, all available on demand. Want to get back to the main channel? Just push the down arrow and click on the 24/7 stream button. It's your weather impact updates 24/7 on Fox 54 Plus. Start streaming today.
There's more to Fox 54 Plus with the Locked On Podcast Network. From the Tide to the Tigers, from college teams to pro, The Locked On Podcast Network gives you insights and analysis you just can't find anywhere else.
These kids, they want to play.
And I don't think so. I think it was Chad Baker Mazzara.
Locked On Sports, streaming every day of the week and right here on Fox 54 Plus.